European Nights is brought to you by Saltire Energy, the global market leader in specialist drilling equipment rental. At long last, the wait for European football is finally over as the Dons travel to the city of their greatest ever triumph to take on BK Hacken at the Bravida Arena in Gothenburg. It's a Europa League final qualifier first leg. Kickoff is in 1 hour. Hi everybody, how you doing? A very warm welcome back to ABTV. Gosh, it's been a while, but my goodness, it feels so good to be back, and this is where we start again. It's been a long 6 weeks. If you weren't aware, I was down in Sydney, Australia. I was producing the Women's World Cup for Optus Sports down there, and I would like to start with a little bit of an apology because I did have every intention of bringing you shows while I was down there. But unfortunately, fortunately, I ended up working anything between 12 to 16 hours a day without any days off. And I just simply didn't have time. And the last thing that I wanted to do, because you know me by now, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I didn't just want to chuck a show together without having the normal high standards. So I would have preferred actually not to have done shows instead of just throwing something together. So I hope you can forgive me for that, because I know it's been a long 5 weeks. I've missed it desperately, but here we are, we go again. We've got huge plans for this season. We're going to go all the way through. I'm going to post on my social media channels very soon the ideas and the new concepts and the new ideas that we've got for the channel this coming season. And I really hope that you'll jump on board and you'll get involved as you normally do. Many thanks to all of you who have also signed up to the membership scheme during the past couple of months while we've been away. It just continues to astonish me and to humble me, your support, not just from an emotional point of view, but from a financial point of view. And all that is going into the business, as I keep saying, to build, to make, and to improve. And you never know, in the coming weeks and the coming months, we might actually change the studio. I'm so excited, honestly. I can't believe we're back. It's absolutely brilliant. So we've got so much to discuss tonight. As always, get involved. You know what to do. Leave your comments. Be respectful. Don't use bad language. Feel free to interact with each other. And we'll just go along tonight, looking to do roughly about half an hour. I've got Ian Jess for you later. So I caught up with Ian from his home in Barcelona early this morning before I went and got my haircut and smartened myself up for you a little bit. So yeah, I can't wait to bring you Ian. He's so giddy about tonight. He's really excited about the European Nights. So we had a really nice chat about that this morning. But we have breaking news. Let's bring you the starting 11 that Barry has picked. So basically, it's the same team that beat Sterling last weekend. New signing Richard Jensen and Jamie McGrath both find themselves on the bench. An absolute kudos to the football club for being able to get Richard Jensen's details and signature and applications all through the system. He is eligible to play in the Europa League. An absolute kudos to the football club and to Stephen Gunn for being able to get that through. So it's not over yet. We're expecting more signings. It's incredibly exciting. Let's just bring you quickly what Barry said. We've done a lot of analysis on Hacken. They're champions going for the league title. They're a team that stays in the fight. It's going to be a really difficult game for us. They're well structured, well coached. We know they're a very good side full of really good players. He went on to say, but we're over here to try and perform well. We've got 400 fans coming, and we're hoping that we can bring something to the table and make sure that we take a decent result home. I don't know if you've been keeping an eye on social media. A lot of the journalists that are over there at the moment are posting lots of fan footage of those who have made the pilgrimage to the Ullevi Stadium, which has been absolutely fantastic to see. Some replicating John Hewitt's star jump when he scored the winner against Real Madrid. It's been fantastic to see all day long on social media channels. So if you get a moment, jump in, have a look at it all. Right, so let's bring you Ian Jess. So Ian and I spoke this morning. We caught up about all things Aberdeen. And then what we'll do is once we're finished with Ian, we'll open it all up. We'll give you a little bit of information about BK Hacken, and we'll open the floor up to you, the fans, so that you can have your say. So here's the legend, Ian Jess. Good morning. How the devil are you?
I'm very well. Roasting here. It's 30 degrees. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. So
I heard. Flip-flops today? Flip-flops, shorts?
Oh, flip-flops every day. Flip-flops every day. Shorts, flip-flops.
Oh,
Stroll down to the beach. It's not
living
bad.
the dream.
Yeah, living the dream.
I
Yes,
know.
slightly different from Aberdeen, I must admit.
Just a touch, mate. Just a touch. Right. Obviously, we're looking forward to tonight's game. How much are you looking forward to us playing in Europe again?
Yeah, really looking forward to it because I mean these are the nights that I used to love being involved in the European nights at Pittodrie. It was atmosphere was always great and it was just totally different. It was different from sort of the league day-to-day business. So always great atmospheres at Pittodrie.
What's your expectations this season for the team, Ian?
Expectations, obviously they'll be quite high after the way we finished last season. You know, Barry came in and changed things around, and the results were very good. But being an Aberdeen fan, you're always looking for that silverware. So I'm no different. It would be nice to get a trophy in the cabinet, but I know it's difficult. Qualifying for Europe again, and obviously a good run in Europe. That would be fantastic for the club.
Mm. The incentive's massive, isn't it? You know, because to get Europa League would be astonishing. But even, you know, not that I want to put a negative spin on it, but even if we drop down into the Europa Conference League, just to get European football up until Christmas is such a bonus, don't you think?
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. I mean, it's as I said earlier, it's just that the atmosphere. European nights are just amazing. Really fantastic occasions. But it just puts Aberdeen back on the map as well, being involved, whether it's the Conference League or not. You know, it'd be nice. It would be nice just to sort of get involved again and doing really well and start putting Aberdeen back in the map.
Yeah, but honestly, what an opportunity we've got to get into the actual Europa League against a team like Hacken, with the greatest respect. Mate, I'll never forget, Neil Simpson once said to me, there is nothing better than a European night at Pittodrie, and the players absolutely thrived in games like this, and you know they reacted to how the crowd were that night. So, what's your most memorable European night?
Bar the result, Torino. This obviously we did well in the first leg, and you know the expectations were high, but we actually played really well that night against Torino. But they obviously came out with the result in the end. But as an atmosphere, it's probably the best atmosphere that I've ever been involved at Pittodrie. It was just incredible, and I remember the game quite vividly because it's the first time. I think it was the first time that I was ever man-marked in a game.
Oh, really?
And obviously it's like a big respect, you know. Obviously, the manager seen me as like a threat, so I was actually man-marked by Musi, and I think my performance was actually quite good. You know, I sort of got the better hand of him during the game, but it was the first time that I think I'd ever been man-marked. I maybe been man-marked when I was like at school football, but as a professional level, I think it might have been one of the first times that I would ever be man-marked. So, you know, the Italian way. And he just followed me right around the park for 90 minutes.
You see, that's really interesting because when obviously you played, did you get like dossiers from the manager and the coaches on players on the team that you were going to play? And if you did, outside of that, did you do your own research?
It was probably something more difficult back then. So I think we had internet at that time. So
Yeah.
I'm sure the manager had like a dossier, and then sort of put it towards us sort of during the team talk and things like that, and working on the training ground. So they obviously had little Carboni at the time, who I ended up playing at Bradford with as well. So
Oh, yeah, of
we
course.
got on really well with Benny. So fantastic footballer. So I mean, they had Silenzi as well, who scored the goal. So I mean, yeah, it's Italian. It was Italian, so it was like such a big night, you know. Italian football at that time was really, really big at that time. So it was, it was just a really good occasion, but the result wasn't quite right.
I think if my memory serves me correct, I hope I'm correct in saying this, but I think you were the first to get to Rico when he scored the goal at Pittodrie. And it's one of those that almost looked like, wow, where did you pull that one out of your locker?
Yeah, my language was a little bit questionable. So So yeah, I mean, it was an incredible strike, one that I would have been quite glad to have done myself. So yeah, incredible strike. It was just out of the blue. You know, it was a great start to the game again. So yeah, fantastic strike, and yeah, I did get a little bit excited by it, must admit.
It just, I was just thinking about when you were talking about getting man marked. So, when do you find out that you're going to get actually man marked? Is it before the game? Do you get an inkling before the game? Or is it literally when the game starts and then you think to yourself, okay, this guy's going to follow me around the pitch all night? Does that mean that you have to tailor your game differently because of that mindset?
Well, because it was relatively new to me, I think it was just basically when the game started. You wouldn't have known this sort of tactic. So when the
Yeah.
game started, it was just like he was there.
Okay.
And he followed me from right to left, wherever I was. He was just there. But as I said earlier, it was like I actually got the better of him and he was getting annoyed. And I remember him actually telling me something in Italian, which can't obviously can't obviously doubt, but I understood what he was saying. So that really got my back up. So yeah, I think he made the mistake of sort of saying something that I got quite annoyed by. So.
Brilliant. All right, mate. Listen, it's lovely to see you. I'm going to let you crack on with your day. Enjoy your weekend when it comes, and hopefully we'll catch up again soon.
Thanks, Ali. No problem. Take care.
Cheers, mate. Bye bye.
Bye.
Good morning. Doesn't he look absolutely fantastic, as he always does? Delighted to have spoken to Ian this morning. Guys, we are 6 subscribers away from 2,800, which would be an astonishing start. And then we kick on to try and get to 3,000 subscribers. 6 away from 2,800 subscribers. What a fantastic start that would be. Right. I think it's about time we got you guys on, eh? Let's start reading your comments. Good evening to Bob Duffer. How you doing, Bob? Can't be bothered is back. How are you, fella? Hope the Bad Boys Inc. World Tour was a success. Good to have you back. Delighted to be back, fella. DM, how the devil are you, Ali? Pre-match hasn't been the same without you. I'm absolutely great. You've got no idea, and so happy to be back. Kaiser's here. Good to have you back, Ali. How you doing, fella? Laurel 101 is also on. How you doing? IAWF 1903 said, I had hoped McDonald would have started, a wee bit concerned about our defence. So I've already scrolled through some of your comments already. A lot of you are worried about our defence. He goes on to say, nice to have you back. Trust me, I'm absolutely delighted to be here. I really am. Right, let's, where's the rest of your comments? There we are. So, Wraith has said, here we go. Come on, you Reds. Mark Robertson, let's go, Dandies. Bob has asked if I'm in Australia. No, I was. I was there for 6 weeks. I got back home last Friday, so I'm back home now and on the German-Austrian border where I live, fella. Mark Robertson has wished everybody a good morning, a good evening, and a good afternoon wherever you are in the world. Angela Hamilton is here. Hi, everyone. Let's go, she says. Bob Duffer, poor lineup. He's a bit worried about it. Johnny Main, perfect way to while away the time before kickoff. Nerves are building. Graham Barron, hi Graham, let's do this. Come on you Reds, great to have you back, Ali, stand free. The Critter Keeper would like to see Ruby, McDonald and Jensen as a back three with Devlin on right wing back and McGarry left. Interesting thoughts. Linda Austin has said, must be for a fitness and integration reasons that we have an unchanged 11. Can't be bothered as asking if I was supporting the Lionesses. No, I was not. Shame. Dave Sharp has said slacker. I know, shocking behaviour. I'm sorry, Dave. Rob Clark. Hi, Rob. How you doing? I'll drop you a DM because the package that you sent me has not arrived. I'll catch up with you soon. Monifith Arrow says, all forgiven. Glad that you're back. Keeping busy. Good to see you. The Mad Ferret. Welcome back, Ali. Don't worry. You haven't missed much. Kaiser has asked if I enjoyed the Women's World Cup as much as he did. I did. I absolutely loved it. I had a fantastic time. And I have to say, I thought some of the football was absolutely sensational. The girl that stood out for me was that Ayatana Bonmati from Spain. What a player she is. Dearie me. And the girl, Hermosa from Spain. Oh, Jennifer Hermosa. What a player these girls were. Christopher Bruce has said, we are ready. Come on, you Reds. George Finley is on. Hi, George. How are you? As is Paul Reiki. After those long days, we'll forgive you for not giving us a platform to vent. Here we are. We're back again, mate. Kevin Gibb has welcomed us back. Let's hope it's the same score as it was in Gothenburg 40 years ago and the same next week. Scotty Blodgett is saying that he's looking forward to a great season. Mark Smith has said, let's hope for a successful night. Kaiser has said that the defence looked all over the place against Sterling. I've got to be honest, I watched the Sterling game and there was a few nervous moments, wasn't there? Can't be bothered has agreed with Kaiser. Let's go back a bit. Right. John Bleasdale makes a very interesting thought. He said, why is Barry persisting with 2 fullbacks at centre-back and 2 wingers as wing-backs? Square pegs and round holes. I hope I'm eating my words, but that defence worries me. Let us know what you think about John's thoughts. Dandy Don has said, hi Ali, I'm buzzing for tonight. Gothenburg once again. Isn't it brilliant? Every time. I got to get myself over there. I've been meaning to do it for years. Sorry if I'm sweating a bit. You know, this studio goes from the sublime to the ridiculous. In the winter, it's freezing. In the summer, it's been 38 degrees here today. And this place has got no air. It's got one window. It's boiling. I'm sweating like mental. So forgive me if you can, if you can see that. Al Mitchell, here we go. Come on, you Reds. Dandy Don. Hi, Ian. What a player. I was at Ibrox when you scored that screamer. Oh, who will forget that? John McDonald is here. If we play like we did against Celtic, we should be okay. Interesting point. Wraitha said, Barry is going to need to switch things up early if things aren't working. Subs are there to be used. I agree. Mark Cowison has said, evening gents, 2 legends on the screen. We are spoiled tonight. Come on. Dandy Don has said, had our defence been fully fit, I'd have been confident of winning. Al Mitchell has said, looking forward to this. He can't wait. Dave Sharp has said, the other thing is, Ribden needs to start relying on his subs. 1 like for a sub at 70 minutes isn't going to cut it. Adam G has said, my first dog was named after Ian, and I let him know recently at Cove before the charity game. Brilliant. Dandy Don has said, it's exciting to think as we get all our first team together and fit what we will see on the park. Kaiser has said, Ian Jess and Jim Bett were my 2 best players in the late 80s and early 90s, along with Hans, Theo, Willie, Eck, Charlie, Mason, etc., etc. Oh, some names there. Dandy Donna said, Ian made footy fun to watch. He certainly did. Patrick Doherty is on. Hi, Patrick. Listening while operating my machine, working to 6:30. My stomach is in knots, but I believe we can get a result tonight. In Barry, we trust. There's more coming in. Dandy Donna said, we've got 2 quality forwards. They'll be busy tonight. Mark Smith has asked about any updates on Scale. So my understanding, now don't take this for gospel, but my understanding is that Celtic wanted a hefty fee. And we were just not prepared to pay that hefty fee. Now, that's what I've been told. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. So, as I said, take it for gospel, take it for what you see. Nicola Beaton is here. Hi, Nicola. Hi, everyone. I've missed the banter over the summer. Good luck to the Dandies tonight. Come on, you Reds. Lee Doubles is back. Hi, Lee. How are you? Really missed the show. The Women World Cup was superb. Some quality football on show. I couldn't agree more. Angela Hamilton has said, my Falkirk supporting son is winding me up, saying we will get gubbed. She's going to ground him. Good for you. And send him to his room without any dinner. Jim Balfour's here. Hi, Jim. Great to see you back. Buzzing for tonight. Kaiser said that he'll take a draw tonight. As has DM. He said, come on, you Reds. Be happy with a 1-1. Dandy Donna said, second leg, our first team will be stronger. Phil McLean has said hi to everybody. Special game in a very special place. Kaiser said, Duke must stay this season no matter how much money we are offered. I agree with that. Mark Robertson has said that he's working from home. Kickoff time at noon for me. Acceptable to have a beer while watching the game. Of course, no danger. Right, let's just pull that up a touch. Bring that down. Oh, it's great to see so many of you on tonight. Daniel Wilkes is here. Hi, Daniel. I'm being positive, but was hoping to start a tweak in the starting 11. Barry knows better than me, though, I'm sure. Dandy Don has predicted a 3-1 win for the Dons. Stephen Morrison is predicting a 2-1 win for the Dons. Gray Pilgrim has said, I'd love to see Duke and Saltcler get a goal each to start their accounts, get their confidence up, ready for a long and successful season. Ewan Grant is here. Hi, Ewan. How you doing? We're back. Let's keep it tight tonight. Draw is not a disaster. Scott Thompson has said, big night for Duncan and Morris. I have to say, I've been hugely impressed with Shayden Morris. I've got to be honest, and I confess I'd written him off. I didn't think he was an Aberdeen player, but I've been hugely impressed with him since the beginning of the season. Just looking for that finished product. That's all. If he's just got that finished product, and what I mean by that is a good ball into the box, head up, deliver a decent ball into the box. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, exactly. Ralph has just said Morris just needs to add a final ball. Exactly. Right. Keep your comments coming in. So let's just remind yourselves of the business that we've done over the summer. And, again, a few weeks ago, the sort of the keyboard warriors were out and panicking and worrying. And I get it. I understand it. But, just let the board and let the football department just do their job. And I think they've done a fantastic job. I've got to say, Nicky Devlin, Leighton Clarkson, Graham Shinney, Richard Jensen, Jamie McGrath, James McGarry, who I actually heard a lot about while I was down in Australia. Spoke to a few people down there who all spoke very highly of him. All they're looking for him to do now, because this is obviously a step up for him, is just for him to be able to have the confidence and the mental attitude to be able to take that step up. And all of the people that I spoke to down there says that he absolutely has the right attitude. So very much looking forward to seeing what he can bring to the side. Rhys Williams, Esther Sokler, of course, or Daria, Slobodan Rubicic, who starts tonight. And of course, we spent money on Ross Doohan to come in as well. So look, there's still lots of talk about players still to come before the end of the summer transfer window. The big Senegalese player as well, which I think would be a great signing. Scored goals in the Jupiler League. So look, if we can get someone of his caliber in, I think it's been an astonishing summer transfer window. I have to be honest. But now, we just have to take what we've built off the park onto the park. So let's just bring you some information about BK Hacken, because look, Barry's already come out in his press conference, as I showed you earlier, and he knows already that this is going to be a very difficult game because they are the reigning Swedish champions. They've not been beaten at home for over 4 months, scoring 50 goals in the league campaign already this season. They've won the last 4 out of their last 5 games, having drawn the other. They are, of course, like what we are, a very different side to the one that we beat 5-3 on aggregate 2 years ago. They've only retained 4 players from that time. Of course, we've only retained a couple. So it's 2 completely different teams. It'll be a completely different match. They only lost 2 of their 30 league games last season, and this season they're only a point off Elfsborg, who are top of the table. And let's not forget that they are 2/3 of their way through their own season. So it is going to be a very difficult game tonight. It's going to be completely different. We've got this plastic pitch to contend with as well. Whether you look at that as a positive or not, I'm quite grateful that, we played against Livingston a couple of weeks ago on the season opener, and we've already had some experience this season of playing on a plastic pitch. Obviously, the guys went, they trained last night on the pitch, did a warm-up, went through some sort of routines, did some ball work, did some small-sided game work. So, my thoughts on plastic pitches. I'm not a big fan of them at all. So today, what I don't want is what we did against Livingston, which was just hump the ball forward. That's not going to achieve anything, I don't think, tonight. I think we have to play through the channels. We have to play through the transitions. I think we have to get our wing backs on the ball. I think we have to get Shaden on the ball and get them running at them. And as I said earlier, early balls, crucial balls into the box. I think Ryan Duncan, I got a feeling that he's going to play just sort of in that hole tonight, maybe just sort of floating around. What do you think? And I think we'll play three at the back as well. So with the two wing backs, obviously either side. So yeah, look, let's just see what happens tonight. But we cannot underestimate them in any way, shape or form. And we're going to have to be at our very best tonight. So look, let's just see where it takes us. Again, I'm delighted that we've actually got the first leg away, which can obviously only work in our advantage. David Gold, he's come on and said tough match tonight. Mark Robertson says, don't think we can compare their plastic pitches to the awful quality we have in Scotland. It looks in much better nick. Yeah, I get that. I take your point. Kaiser said, we've certainly had the luck of the draw. Even the second leg at Pittodrie goes in our favour. Must grasp this chance. I completely agree. David Gold, as Bobby Robson would say, carpet football, not Route 1. Exactly. Dandy Don has also sort of reiterated that point. Get the ball on the floor and play, not chuck needless ball forwards. Because I don't think that's going to help tonight. I really don't. So Daniel Wilkes has said that Hacken form reminds me of what Rijeka were doing before we went and gobbed them. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Mark Robertson, this is also an interesting point, Mark, because their manager came out and called their own stadium Fort Knox. Hopefully it comes back to bite them. Hendo 1903 has said, got a good feeling about tonight. 2-1 win for the Dons. I hope you're right, mate. Daniel Wilkes has said, according to newspaper reports last year, Papagiai, our rumoured new acquisition that I was just telling you about, was wanted by Watford and Millwall for a fee of about £2 million. Christopher Bruce has said, Rubicic looks absolutely class. Do you know, I've got to be honest, I have been impressed with Slobodan. I thought he had a great debut against Livingston. I thought against Celtic, I thought he was solid, but sometimes I felt he was a little, and I mean this with the greatest respect, I felt sometimes he had that sort of headless chicken style to his game. And I also felt that was a little bit in evidence against Sterling. Now, I think this is all just him, I get this, trying to impress his new teammates, trying to impress his new manager, trying to impress the new fans. He wants to, he wants to get up and running and show everybody why Aberdeen invested in him and why he's come straight into the team. So I totally understand that. All I would say is just easy, Tiger. Yeah. Just use the head. That's all I would say. Just use the head. Mark Robertson has said, correct me if I'm wrong, but every one of these players is on a signed contract and not a loan. What a difference that is. Risky, as we can't just cut our losses, but this is a statement of intent. Yeah, that is the big difference to last season, is that we know that these players that have come in are our players. And I think that will make a big difference to us. Yet Dandy Don is, again, reiterating the point. Great to see the overload of loans is over. Sega Saturn Lad is predicting a 2-0 win for the Dons. Gorant Alis, I think is how you pronounce it. Absolutely bricking it. Not felt this way about an Aberdeen game in a long time. Like, the nerves are going to be there. Of course they are. I've got to be honest. Yes, David Gold, you're quite right. Rhys Williams, he's the only player on loan at the moment. Obviously we're going to be nervous tonight because we haven't quite hit the ground running, let's be honest. So again, it's another step up tonight. So let's just see where we go. Rob Clark is back saying, really excited for this season. European football up to December at least, and a very real chance now in the League Cup. Exactly. Neil Chapman is on. Hi, Neil. Worcester-based on here. Hope that the squad can achieve the form that got us into this position. I think we'll need it tonight. Come on. Yeah, I agree. Goran Alis is back saying, going to rely massively on Duke tonight. Need that X factor to shock them and catch them cold. Yeah, exactly. See, this is where we need, we need Duke running at them. Get him the ball early, get him turning and just get him running at him. Montefiore Arrow. You're quite right. Sterling. Yes, I get it. I totally get it. Sorry. Right, let me see, because I've not had a chance to see how many of you are actually on tonight. So just let me refresh this very quickly. Because, guys, we've come to the end of the show, because obviously kickoff is fast approaching. And wow, nearly 200 of you watching. That's absolutely sensational. Guys, look, thank you for watching. It's been absolutely brilliant. Delighted that we're back, as always. We'll be back tomorrow night with a review show. So yeah, just keep an eye out on the time. More than likely, will be 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So enjoy the game tonight. And again, thanks so much for all your comments. And again, thanks for your continued support. Delighted to see so many of you on tonight. It's been absolutely brilliant. Loved it. We're back. Come on, you Dons. Come on, lads. Let's get a good result tonight, a positive result to take into the second leg at Pittodrie next week, where Pittodrie will be absolutely buzzing. It's nearly a sellout already. Guys, have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.